Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I wanted to show you some happy mail, and there's a really sweet note here with it that I will just keep to the side. But I don't know if anybody recognizes this from my website. Anna Nicholson, who comments on here sometimes, ordered a journal from me, and a custom journal, so I created that. And I received this package back from her with these beautiful paintings. So Anna painted this, and I think it is the most beautiful thing. Just the kindness, not to mention she's a great artist. Look how beautiful this is. And look at that signature. Oh, that is so beautiful. But I love this. This is me. It's just so sweet. I really, really appreciate it. I wanted to share this with everybody, just to encourage everybody, you know. And that journal, here it is, right here. You can see the little tab and that little piece of trim here. I love it so much. Thank you, Anna. I really, really appreciate it. And it's going to be hanging in the workshop. Okay, I have a ton of stuff on this desk. I have a bunch of stuff on the desk. But I've really been excited to get back to this journal. This is another custom journal, a project that I'm putting together for someone in New Mexico. And if anybody is in the Albuquerque area and they want to be put in touch with someone who puts together these kits, you can let me know and I will put you in touch with each other. So let me show you what I have so far inside. I can't remember where we were when we left off, but I love all these letters on the outside. We have these really fun words like noteworthy, thoughts, treasures, journal, write, and creativity. And then this trim that came in the pack, life is short, make it sweet. I've put that on the outside. And when we get inside, I created a pocket to go all the way across with some scraps because I want to try really hard to use just mostly the stuff in the pack. And then I left a little space here so that we can make a small tab, or a tag rather, that will slide in and out of there. So there was an apple shaped cutout in here, sort of like the bus. But I used the opposite side. First I laid it down on this paper and sprayed all around it so we had the outline, and I stamped beautiful things to come. And where I had sprayed it, obviously it's got this pretty color, so I just drew a little face on it and glued that down to make a pocket this way. I've been going through just, trying to fill it out so that we can keep adding to it. There's a flip out page with some paper tape. And I know I put at least, and I used a stencil in here and just an ink pad and a little bit of water. There's another flip out page. That tape is pretty stiff. It's this paper packaging tape. And it's got, 3 signatures. Now I didn't do a lot of measuring to put these signatures in. I did try to center them up and pretty much just guesstimated rather than use a template. And you can see like how the strings are staggered a tiny bit, or the cord I should say. So what I want to do at this point is just keep creating things to go in this journal. I'm going to sit it to the side just a little bit. I don't know if you can see over that far. And I did go ahead and cut some pieces of ribbon here. This is a soft ribbon that I took the wire out of. Now I love this too. We have Live Simply. We'll definitely use this, maybe sew it along one of the pages at the very least. But I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and make some ruffles to go on the edges of some of the pages. We have a lot to work with, a whole lot, and I'm really excited about that. I may use, so sorry, I had a phone call. I think what I was saying is that I have some of these pieces. I'm going to take those to the sewing machine and make some ruffles. because these are good size for that, and I have so much paper in this pack, I can use more paper to do pockets and tucks and things like that. I can make some paper ruffles too, which I will probably do, and I want to stain some of the paper, so I will be back. Okay, I'm back. I put a few ruffles in here, so I did this one. You can see I need tape or something on the back of that, and it's kind of hard sometimes to run these under the sewing machine to where they end up just perfect. Instead of using tape, what I might do is take a strip of paper, because I have so much, and glue it down. And that's going to add just more and more interest to every page. Here's another ruffle. I love this graph look with, and this is another thing I had done. There were some heart-shaped doilies in the package. So I took one and of course laid it down here and just used acrylic paint to paint over it, and then some water to spread the color a little bit. You can see some of the pieces of fabric left from the bandana, plus some of the eyelash trim and bits of paper I sewed all together to make a nest, and then just stamped the word nest here. And I drew a picture of a little bird and cut that out to go behind it. Now, if a person does not sew, and a lot of people don't, they don't have sewing machines, and I would think especially a lot of young people, you don't have to be able to sew. All of this could be glued together, and you can even make ruffles and glue them into place without sewing. You know, you can just lay something down and fold it. In fact, leaving the wire in a ribbon would help you to be able to fold it. Just make one fold after another like that, and then you could glue it in place like with a hot glue gun or tacky glue or something. And you could also hand stitch some things. See, that would make a pretty ruffle on the edge. So you don't have to have a sewing machine. I have a sewing machine, and since, you know, I do have like a time constraint on some things, the lady who sent me this has been very generous and said, take your time, but I don't want to take forever. So, and then I have other things in the queue. So for me, and I also love the stitching. For me, it's practical to use my sewing machine, but I also want to just underscore that you don't have to have a sewing machine to make really beautiful things. Tacky glue, a hot glue gun, stitching things by hand, that, you know, you just keep adding those layers and adding what you like, and it's going to be beautiful. So this one's coming along. There's another ruffle that I added. So and here's did I show you this? There's a little envelope for ephemera, and I put a stamp on the front of that. For now, I'm going to move this to the side again, and I think what I want to do is maybe pull out a few pieces of paper. There's so much in here that I can make some strips from to glue behind those places where I sewed the ruffles on. So let's just make some strips using this piece of paper. And see, we can stamp words onto these strips, or do some scribbling, or paint them, or whatever we want to do. This has been a really fun project. I did work today at my part-time job for about 6 hours, and I was hoping that I would feel energetic when I got home, which I did. I felt pretty good, thankfully, and feel like coming out here and working on this because I was excited to come out here and work on this. So let's get, I need to buy more tacky glue. Let's get over here on this back of this page and just put some glue down. Let's just glue that right there. We may have to come back and add a little bit more underneath the edge. But not necessarily. I mean, it's okay if it's not perfectly flat in every single spot. And look at that, I got some glue under there. How I did that. And then let's cut that. Well, I didn't really measure. I thought these would be exactly right. because of this page being folded in half, but there. So that takes care of one of them. And then let's go over here and see. Yeah, that's good. So I will this time maybe do it a little differently and put some glue on the back of this. On the edge. I love that when you're making journals, junk journals, whatever, writing journals, it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, to me, the more like eclectic and organic it is, the prettier it is. It just makes people stop and look at everything and say, oh wow, I could do that. That's something that I could do as well. If something's too perfect, I sometimes look at it and think, well, I could never do that, and I don't have the time to do that. But if something feels doable, I think people are more likely to do it. Oh, you know what would be fun? Get to my little letters back here. I love this set that I found that day at the scrap exchange. And I don't know why nobody bought it. It sat there until it went on sale, and I finally said, I'm gonna buy it. So let's do this. It is, oh my goodness, is this gonna take me forever? It is, okay. This ink pad seems to be a little dry. Of course, probably been using it for a while. It is okay. It is okay to what? Let's say it is okay to play. I didn't know how much room I would end up with. PL. Jason is teaching tonight. He has lessons certain nights, and tonight is one of the nights he's teaching, so I could just sit in the living room and I would be able to hear them playing, and not in an eavesdropping way. I can't really hear what they're talking about, but I can hear the notes and just, you know, the different sounds of music coming from there. And I can still watch TV and be quiet, but I usually take that opportunity to come out here and do something. While he's working, I come out here and work. Now, let me get some order on this desk. So these are our strips to glue on the backs of the pages. And I love these kinds of edges. And I would really like to stain some of these. So let me pull out some of these papers with this torn edge like that. And I'm going to lift this whole stack off the desk. It's a lot of material. I know you probably remember seeing when I went through it. Try to keep things together a little bit. And I'll just put that right down to the side. Let's see, what do I have on the floor over here? Oh my goodness. I'll mess with that later. So let me do this. I'm going to take some more of my spray ink. I need to buy some more. I noticed that they had some distress spray at work. The Tim Holtz. And I need more. Okay, so let's see if I can get this color to just spread everywhere on the edges here. Probably should dry that a little bit. That's probably going to be enough. I think I will hit it with my dryer. All right, maybe this is dry enough to work with. We're just adding fun to this. We're going through and we're being eclectic and adding some fun elements that we can just keep building on and building on. So let's take a strip of this and maybe Maybe we'll do it so the numbers stay right side up. So I think I'm going to take this and glue it right along the edge. It's still not completely dry, but I'm not too worried about that because I'm not going to be doing anything except working in this. And I know it's going to dry. I'm going to do a little bit more and then it'll sit overnight and it'll be fine tomorrow. So let's glue that to the edge there. And then, let's see, let's find another page. I wonder if, yeah, let's glue that one along there. I just like those raggedy edges, and you can add it to pages without the pages actually having to be raggedy, so to speak. And then, oh, I love that color. So that page is just where I laid the stencil down after I had put the those flowers back here in this other, wherever it went, there. I did that, and then I just put the stencil over here to sort of clean it off. I wonder, maybe we should try to work evenly in both signatures. It's easy to get started in the first signature and just add so much, and then you realize that you're filling the journal up or taking up a lot of the space, and you haven't really done much in the second signature. So I try to jump around when I'm doing stuff like this. So there's that. And then there's one more. We will definitely use that. And that's a cool way to get a pattern too, just using the edges of the paper like that. So maybe we'll put this one on here, or I don't know. It's already got that tape on there, which I like, but I might like it somewhere else better. Let's put it on here. So I'm so hopeful that this will go back out to the person who commissioned this week. That's my goal. I don't work too many hours away from here this week. And I'm hoping to get the Patreon mail for December out and get the December zine finished, because I want that to definitely go out in the first part of December so we can enjoy it. I typically am only able to get to making a zine once every 2 months, even though I would love to do it monthly. And I do think about that maybe as a goal at some point. So let's see, that may do something with that. Here's a little flower petal that I didn't realize was here. So let's keep these. We'll use, I wonder how it would look to cut a square of this out. I do want to punch some shapes out, because that's another thing. That's cool. That's another thing that you can do. And see, then when you cut a shape out, it's so much fun to draw something behind it. I don't know, we might make a fun envelope out of that. Let's see, and here's, let's cut some squares out of this graph paper, and that would make some fun little, tiny little journaling spots to glue into this fun junk journal. There we go. Okay, we'll save that. And let's see here. Maybe we can do something cool along. It's so funny when you're first starting. That's so funny. The first time I saw one of these, I thought, well, that's stupid. Why do they have that out there? Because it doesn't even punch. And then when after I bought it and got it home, I thought, oh, duh. That's to line up the holes so that you keep punching in the right spot. So, you know, that's a really good example of how things can turn out when you just make assumptions about something. Let's get here. Because I didn't quite. Oh, please don't say I messed that up. No, it's okay. Okay. And look at all those little dots. I'll dump those back here in the trash can, or close to the trash can. How about that? So that's a pretty edge. I just wanted to do some punching. You know, just get some shapes punched out. Oh my goodness, and I forgot we have all these stickers. Let's see how sticky that one is. Let's put that there, because that'll be, it's not very sticky. We might have to add some glue to these if we end up using these. Look at this, from 1999. Vintage ink from Ranger Industries, scented citrus lime. Let's see if it spreads around at all with some water. Yeah, it's interesting. I'll dry that a little bit. So maybe I will stop for now because I do want to dry this, and I know this video is probably getting kind of long. I don't like to make them too long, but I think this is going to be such a fun journal. At this time, I would like to thank my Patreon supporters. Without your help, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing, which is have a channel, create content, make journals, and do art full time. Thank you so much for supporting me like you do. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate always your feedback and suggestions. Okay, bye for now.